Goes crazy over this kid's voice. United Kingdom Fire. Simon Cowell calls it a once-in-a-lifetime talent. From the moment 12-year-old Ayan stepped onto the massive stage of Britain's brightest voices, something quiet but electric shifted in the air. He was small, almost swallowed by the spotlight, his sneakers slightly scuffed, his hands trembling just enough to betray the storm moving inside him. Yet, when he lifted his gaze, deep, steady, and full of a hope, he rarely spoke aloud. It felt as if the whole theater leaned in, waiting for a boy with a borrowed jacket and a borrowed dream to do the impossible. Ayan wasn't the type people noticed. At school he sat in the back, doodling melodies in the margins of assignment sheets. At home, he helped his mother fold laundry while she hummed the songs she grew up with, soft, lilting notes from a place she called home, a place he had never seen. Their tiny flat above the corner shop wasn't much, but it was full of warmth, especially on evenings when his mother smiled and told him, "Beta, hearts aren't measured by the size of your stage. Just by the size of your kindness." But life hadn't been gentle lately. His mother had been working double shifts, saving every coin she could to pay for her medication. Even though she tried to hide it, Ayan noticed the way she winced when she climbed stairs, how she moved a little slower each week. So he made a decision, one that scared him more than anything. He auditioned for the show, not because he wanted fame, but because the prize money could change everything. He just needed one chance. One moment. One song. Now, standing under the hot lights, he clutched the microphone as the host announced his name. Someone in the audience coughed. A judge adjusted her glasses. Simon Cowell raised an eyebrow, clearly unsure what to expect from this shy kid with a cracked voice and oversized dreams. Ayan closed his eyes. And then, he sang. The first notes emerged fragile as soap bubbles, but they didn't break. They floated. They grew. Within seconds, the entire room fell silent, as if the world itself forgot to breathe. His voice, clear, aching, astonishing, filled every corner of the theater with a purity that felt ancient and new all at once. He wasn't singing a pop hit or a chart topper. He was singing the lullaby his mother used to hum after long, exhausting days, the one she said carried the power to heal even the tired bones of the world. And something extraordinary happened. In the third row, a woman who had been nervously clutching divorce papers felt her chest unclench for the first time in months. A man who had lost his brother last year wiped away tears he didn't expect. A little girl with hearing aids leaned forward, smiling in astonishment at the vibrations she felt, thumping softly through her heart like a promise. Ayan sang for his mother. But somehow, he ended up singing for everyone. When he finished, the silence hung for a moment longer, thick, fragile, holy. And then the theater exploded. People leapt to their feet. Judges stared in disbelief. Even Simon Cowell, famous for his granite-cold critiques, placed a hand over his chest and whispered, That is a once-in-a-lifetime talent." Ayan's hands shook, but not from fear this time. From relief. From wonder. From the dizzying realization that he had actually done it. He scanned the audience until he found her, his mother, standing with her hand pressed to her mouth, tears shining in her eyes like stars. She looked proud. She looked healed. She looked like hope wrapped in a scarf. But the story didn't end with applause. Backstage, while cameras buzzed and producers scrambled to interview him, Ayan overheard a stagehand whispering about another contestant, a teenage boy named Jack, who was about to be cut from the show because his anxiety had overwhelmed him. Jack had worked 3 jobs to afford the trip to London. He traveled alone. He was trembling in the hallway now, clutching his guitar as though it were the only anchor he had left. Without thinking, Ayan walked over, sat beside him, and said softly, "Want to breathe together?" And the 2 boys, strangers only minutes before, sat shoulder to shoulder on the cold floor, inhaling and exhaling until the panic loosened its grip on Jack's chest. When Jack finally steadied, Ayan smiled and said, "Go show them your heart." Jack did. And he made it through. Later that evening, the judges heard what happened. One by one, they approached Ayan. Not just to praise his voice, but to acknowledge what mattered more, his kindness. You helped someone compete against you, one judge said. Ayan shrugged, shy again. Music isn't a competition, he whispered. It's a place where everyone should fit. When the episode aired, the UK went wild, not only over his voice but over the moment backstage. Messages poured in from around the world, especially from the United States, where people said his story reminded them that even in chaotic times, kindness still had a pulse. Still had power. In the end, Ayan didn't just win over millions of hearts. He transformed them, one note, one breath, one act of compassion at a time. And somewhere in a tiny flat above a corner shop, a mother hugged her son tightly, whispering the truth he had proven to the world. When you lead with kindness, love finds its way back to you, louder than any stage, brighter than any spotlight.